Hi, hello, and welcome to our first session on complete freedom from anger. Today, our very special guest is Sharona from Israel. Sister Sharona is a national coordinator of Brahma Kumaris in Israel, and she has been associated with meditation and Brahma Kumaris teachings for over 4 decades. She is a wonderful example of mastering the power of thought, and we are keen to hear from her today what are her tips and strategies in dealing with such an unpleasant habit, which is anger. So, very warm welcome, Sister Sharona. And please, would you like to open up the subject? Thank you.
Johanna, thank you very much. A lovely introduction and a lovely undertaking to put in front of ourselves this aim to become free from anger. We know how Baba talks about anger. He says sometimes he even says it's bigger than lust. And other times he says it's second to lust. But that's big. That's big. So this first question, why is there still anger? It's a good question. But typically, we can ask that question of any vice, right? Why is there still hatred or animosity? Why is there still peacelessness, stress, discomfort in the self? And the answer is, we know, impurity. If we want to be honest, if we want to be simple, it's just impurities are still there. And especially in today's Murli, I don't know how many of you will have heard today's Murli yet, but we just finished it here in Israel. Baba really underlines remembrance as the way to clear out those impurities, and there's no other way. But then where and how and why do those impurities express themselves in anger? What is this anger? And I was thinking that, we could probably put our finger on some reasons, but then there would be a deeper, underlining, foundational reason, which is giving birth to all these others. So let's just first look at some of the more obvious reasons that impurities go in the direction of this thing called anger. I think one of the most obvious is I haven't understood the harm that I cause myself with anger. Do I understand that anger is never someone else's problem before it's mine, and that there is no one and nothing making me angry. If I'm expressing anger, it's because that energy, very low quality, low frequency energy, is inside me, and someone or another is just triggering it. In which case, if I really understood the foundational aspect of anger, I would thank the person and thank the situation, because it's revealing to me something I didn't see. I didn't know I had that anger in me. So I think that's one of our more obvious reasons for expressing our impurities through anger. Another reason, I think, is possibly because we think that anger accomplishes something, you know, like it might change the situation. It might correct a situation. So, for example, I remember the last time I got angry, because it happens, right? We're all still in a process. Actually, it was because I saw that my name had been indicated in a book that I was associated with. I helped write it long ago. And before I even realized it, I was expressing so much anger. I turned to the brother behind the counter. I said, "What is this? This has to be removed." It was someone who pointed it out to me. I didn't know. For decades, that book had been printed without my name, and then suddenly my name was there. And I asked him, "What is this? This has to be taken out. Who can I turn to?" And it was afterwards I realized, oh my gosh, what was that? Because another brother passing by who I know came into the shop, and he was just so quiet and just looking at me. And so I realized, oh my gosh, didn't I have another way of expressing the situation? But this habit, this framework of reality, whereby I think that things change and things can be accomplished through me expressing anger, raising my voice, getting impatient. And this is false. And it leads to possibly another reason there's still anger. We don't understand Baba's alternative methods, or we don't trust them. Because obviously Baba's got another method, which is, sometimes you have to take a stand. It's not like you sit by quietly, patiently, stupidly while wrong things are happening. You might even have to take a stand. You might even have to call the police or sue someone. But to do it with dignity, to do it with peace and respect for all concerned, this is Baba's method. We have to be introducing a new energy. Every situation that triggers my anger is a chance to be practicing, reaching for that new energy from Baba and then putting it into practice. But if I don't understand that, or I don't trust that, or I don't believe it to the point of accepting it for my life, then I'm still giving permission for anger to go. And it's unconscious. It's unconscious. I think that it'll accomplish something. Maybe for the last 2,500 years, it did accomplish something. People did change. People's situations did change, but mostly it would have been a repression of their needs or their way, and that's not Baba's method. And that leads me actually to another reason I think there's still anger, which is we feel that we're not having our desires met. I'm not getting what I want. So that was the case in this story. But I also see it like another time I see where, I get irritated. There are 99 expressions of anger, right? It's not just that obvious one. You've got irritation, you've got frustration, you've got rejection, turning away. All of these things are also anger. So I get irritated with this one soul who just doesn't pay attention, and the duty that he's assigned, it's never done well, it's never done fully, it's never done 100%. There's always some kind of sloppiness in it, in my opinion. And I want that soul to pay attention, be more accurate, do it more completely. That's what I want. It's not even a selfish want, it's for the sake of the task. But still, it's what I want. And yet, the truth of the matter is that he's doing his best. I know he's doing his best. And he's improving. And yet, that selfishness, that arrogance in which I think that what I want should rule, this will also be a reason why there's still anger. I haven't understood or I haven't accepted that I may not get what I want, but in every instant of this benevolent drama, I am getting what I need, right? And what do I need? I need at every moment to see a defect in myself and upgrade it. These are some of the reasons for anger. Of course, there's also anger, which is not necessarily a personal issue, like the stories I gave. It could be, and I think this is often the case, especially for Brahmins, it's about injustices. We get very concerned when we see an injustice, either somebody cheating, somebody lying, racism, discrimination. That fueled social action, and we might have been part of that for lifetimes, many lifetimes. But I remember before I came to the Brahma Kumaris, I actually tried different political groups because I was so distressed by the injustices in the world, and I really wanted my life to make a difference. And I tried different political groups, and I left them because I remember they were so peaceless in these very groups who had as their aim to create peace in the world. They were always arguing, always angry, always raising their voices. And I remember I used to ask some of them, what is peace for you? This was before Gyan. They used to look at me like I was crazy. So injustices, it makes us angry, but here, and now we're getting into some of these other questions, like, what to do about it. Here is where the foundational reason or cause that we still have anger needs to be emerged and understood. Johanna, do you have any thought about what underlies all these reasons, for example, that we looked at just now? What underlies it? What's the foundation? Any thought?
Yes, thank you. That's a very detailed and clear explanation that you provided for the causes of anger. And just one comment, you said anger gives us a feeling that we can achieve something, but there is another energy, a deeper energy, and we can call it the energy of silence. when that energy of silence is present within, actually that power makes all things happen. And they happen, of course, without the disturbance of that expression, that voice. So everything can be done with the energy of silence, not with the energy of violence.
So what is that for you? What exactly is the energy of silence? What is it? It's not just not talking. What is it? Because you're saying it moves things, it accomplishes things. So what is it?
Yes, it starts with the energy of introspection, introversion, being oriented towards seeing the qualities of the self and experiencing the qualities of the self. And ultimately, the feeling is that energy allows you to connect with the Supreme Soul. And one possible answer for the cause of all sorrow, of anger, the root cause, would be separation from the Supreme. That could be one simple explanation of everything. The soul has been separated from the Supreme in heart and mind and intellect, in everything. And that separation, that distance, that break that existed between soul and the Supreme Soul has led to the habit of anger. So maybe it would be nice to hear from you a little bit more, if you would like to elaborate on your relationship with the Supreme Soul, their qualities, what helps you from that relationship to overcome anger.
Yeah, that's so interesting what you've been saying. And I just want to go back to my original question also, which is what would be the foundation to all these reasons? And there would be more. And Baba calls them reasons, he calls them excuses, right? I'm still giving excuses, I'm still giving reasons to allow these different vices, such as anger, to I use them to express myself. So I feel that a very bottom line foundational reason is we are not living within the framework of the larger picture. Either we haven't understood the larger picture enough, or we don't believe that the larger picture is the true reality, or we haven't moved it to that final step, which is accepting it for my life and living accordingly. So what do I mean by the larger picture? First of all, the larger picture of who I am. My goodness, what do we say when we greet each other? We say, Om Shanti. Who am I? I am a peaceful soul. So how much have I understood that, believed that, and accepted that for my life? Because if I did, I would be very interested in absolutely full stop to agreeing for anger to express myself. And it means also to see others as souls. It also means to see everything that otherwise I was calling made me angry, as we said before, as a test. The larger picture enables me to remember the laws of karma, and that this person or situation triggering my anger is really just an opportunity for me to be practicing Shanti, Om Shanti, peace, who I really am. The larger picture. The larger picture, best of all, tells me that everything is good. Even before everything is good, which sometimes might be a little bit harder to accept, everything will be okay. This is a truth, but it does not belong to this limited reality, which we perceive through our senses. We need to be seen through the third eye and unpack that larger picture. And of course, within that larger picture is the fact that there is someone who's going to take care of my every desire. At the same time, taking care of my every need. If I can experiment with that, prove that to myself, because that's, moving from believing to living accordingly. That, God is in that picture and he's here for me. He's come exactly to remove these things. So I feel that the larger picture, we have to make this switch. We have to put all our energy into understanding, accepting, and adopting this larger picture as the framework of my reality, which is just another way of saying what? Did you catch it, Johanna? What are we really talking about?
I understand about the bigger picture, the larger picture. I didn't fully get the question.
What are we really talking about when I say we have to shift from operating from the small picture to the larger picture? What are we really saying here? We have to shift from
being limited in the consciousness of the body, of the position, of the role that I'm playing, to understanding that I'm not the part that I'm playing, but you are that soul, that eternal soul.
Exactly. In other words, all of this is just to say we have to finish body consciousness. Mm-hmm. We have to cultivate soul consciousness. This is what soul consciousness is. It's the larger picture. And we can work on, what is that desire? What is the need which is not being met? What is the harm I'm doing myself? What is the injustice? We can pick apart all of that. We can work with analyzing, logicking, which leads to overthinking. But that is only still there because we don't trust the method that the larger picture is offering us. The method the larger picture is offering us is this. It's saying, everything's going to be okay. Everything is already very good. Don't worry. Don't put your mind there. I'm talking even about the thing of undoing the habit of anger. How much am I going to spend my time on anger versus how much am I going to spend, as you were saying, my time with God and my true beautiful self? This is what we have to do. My only hope at this point for getting rid of the deep, deep roots of anger or any of the vices is the extent to which I can nurture and grow my angel self, my beautiful self, because she's in there, but she's not getting the attention and the food and the time that she needs. So you were asking me, what is that relationship with Baba? Honestly, it's Baba is the ocean of peace. Peace is the most unconvoluted energy of all the qualities. It's the doorway to all the other qualities. It's a singular wavelength. And bodiless, the practice of becoming bodiless is the one that hits most directly the vice of anger, because the first experience we come into when we practice bodilessness is this experience of being separate. You used the word separate, and I'm going to use it too, but this is separate from all that negativity inside me, separate from all the negativity of situations, people, the world around me. That wavelength of peace exists, and I can access it with one higher thought. I should say one thought of higher consciousness. I am a peaceful soul. To see that as a wavelength, singular wavelength, with all the noise and the negativity, inside, outside situations, much lower frequencies below. But I am a peaceful soul. See that wavelength and see yourself come into it with all that other stuff below. So I'm separate. I'm separate. I'm free. And in that freedom, we experience the peace. And that wavelength, as I just relax into it, I'm free. I'm separate. All of that's the drama and man-made stuff. I'm free. Then you realize it's not just a wavelength. It's that stream that carries you to the ocean. In today's Murli Baba talks about it. It's just all the rust that you continue to believe is you that prevents me from just pulling you to me like a magnet, Baba says. So be separate from that, because the larger picture tells me I am separate from that. Be in that singular wavelength, enjoy it, and allow, just stream to the ocean. And then you're in an ocean of peace and everything looks possible. There you do understand that everything is going to be okay. And you take the power you need to address the person, the situation, or even your own self that's somehow been triggered.
That is a lovely image.
Yeah. You can talk yourself through a meditation with that.
Yes, actually it felt like a meditation. It felt like being able to switch in a second. That separation that you are describing from the lower frequency and coming into that wave of higher frequency where you are completely free and the intellect is full with the qualities. You are as if spinning the beauty of the soul, all the qualities. And you beautifully explained how peace is a mother, is most simple quell, the most simple spring. From that peace, everything else is bringing up into life, all the beautiful qualities of the soul. So I feel we are coming close to the end of this session, and I am very interested to hear more, to be honest. I hope that for the sake of the task and of all those who are watching, we will be able to hear more from you on this subject. And whether by that time we will be free from anger, we shall see in 1 week or 2 weeks, or if it will be more. I'm sure very soon you are free from anger, and many others will become free from anger. Final thoughts from you, and we can finish with a minute of silence.
Sorry, did you want some silence now?
Final words from you.
Final words, yeah.
Final thoughts from you.
I think that one very important thing to remember, two very important things to remember if I'm triggered and I need help in coming out of that, is number one, to remember my role. I'm not just a soul. I'm an air child, and I have the role of being a bestower of peace. To bring in a new energy. This is my role. I'm a master benefactor. So I found that, again, this is part of the larger picture. I'm not sure, or whatever part I'm playing. I have this role that God has given me. So to remember that. And secondly, if that's too much, just understand that the name of the game is giving. When I'm angry, I'm a taker, which turns everything upside down. This is harmful to me. I lose, lose, lose. So just keep giving. Obviously, it's not an external thing you're giving. Give a vibration, give an attitude, give a quality. It'll probably be a silent kind of giving. But to remember that this is what I need to do in any situation of challenge, difficulty, where there could be that reaction. Understand my role is to give. It pays karmic accounts too.
Thank you so much. Let's add to this 30 minutes of giving, let's add one more minute of giving in silence to the world. That healing that everyone needs now. We have the vision that the whole world is healed now, and we are all coming to a better world. Thank you so much, Sister Sharona.
Thank you. Best wishes. It's a great name.
We will meet again.
Om Shanti.